AVID Prison Project, Amplifying Voices of Inmates with Disabilities. Title screen, El Dorado. A young man sits in a shaded area of a park. He wears glasses and has 2 braids that fall beneath his shoulders.
My name is El Dorado Fleetwood Cadillac Brown.
Shot of El Dorado exiting a white van in handcuffs.
Today we are in the east central side of Spokane in Liberty Park, celebrating my release, celebrating the day that I did 9 years plus in prison, and today's my first day out.
Title screen, Kara. Fencing and razor wire guard a prison campus. A corrections officer talks to Kara, an older woman standing in front of a prison cell.
This is what's going to happen, Ms.
What about my meds and the medical equipment?
We're going to have the officer go through the process with you. You can
Okay.
ask them that question, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Kara waves goodbye to inmates off screen. Title screen, Tyrone. Shot of Tyrone, a tall man with broad shoulders who uses a white cane as he pushes through a doorway.
From what I understand, they're going to give me a bus ticket, they're going to give me a housing voucher, and they're going to give me the phone card, and I'll be taken to Pasco, Washington, and from Pasco I'll board a bus that'll take me into Seattle.
Title screen, On the Outs, Reentry for Inmates with Disabilities. Title screen, El Dorado, 26 days before release. Spools of razor wire line the perimeter of Monroe Correctional Complex in Monroe, Washington. El Dorado speaks from a holding cell.
Today's a lockdown day, so that means I'll be stuck inside of a cell about as big as the room that I'm in now, maybe a little bit bigger because of a bed, for the whole day without being able to come out or shower or use the phone or anything like that. It's like solitary confinement, basically. They don't understand that placing me in the hole exacerbates my mental illness to a whole different degree.
A young woman typing on a computer in an office.
My name is Anna Guy, and I'm a staff attorney with Disability Rights Washington on the AVID Prison Project, which stands for Amplifying Voices of Inmates with Disabilities.
Shots of Anna and the AVID Prison Project team monitoring various prisons.
We set out to determine whether or not there were barriers to reentry specific to people with disabilities, and El Dorado Brown is one of the 3 people that we followed through the reentry process. Most prisoners face reentry at some point once they've completed their prison sentence. And knowing that reentry is difficult for everyone, the AVID Prison Project felt that it was likely that it was more difficult for people with disabilities, just due to some of the challenges that people with disabilities face with respect to getting accommodations and accessing the services they might need.
Title screen, Kara, 12 days before release. Kara is interviewed from inside a holding cell at Washington Correction Center for Women.
Let's start real easy. Can you tell me your name and where we are today?
Kara Moser, and I'm at WCCW. I had neurosurgery because I had AVID brain tumors, and once I got out, a doctor gave me an MRI, and I was diagnosed with bilateral hip surgery. I've had my hip replaced here. So I was in the hospital for I don't even know how long, because the people that are around those people that were around me then aren't around me now.
Kara begins to cry.
I'm sorry, nobody's really talked to me, like ever cared about really what's going on, you know?
Anna.
Kara has reported to have a number of disabilities, and I think that it was challenging for Kara. I think she had a lot of hard time in prison.
Shot of Kara walking down the hallway in prison with some difficulty.
I think that it's hard for people who don't have experience with people with disabilities to be compassionate and be patient and really see the underlying issue and not just address the immediate emotion that's being expressed.
Title screen, Tyrone, 103 days before release.
My name is Tyrone Gathens, and we're in Coyote Ridge Correctional Facility, which is located in Cornell, Washington. I have a vision disability. I was diagnosed with retinitis pigmentosus, RP. I was diagnosed with this back in 1979. I do have some vision, but my vision has gradually been taken away. When I first got here to Coyote Ridge, it was a challenge for me. I used to go in other units because I would get lost, you know? I mean, I would go inside other people's cells because I would get lost. And I spent a lot of my time in my cell because it's really hard, especially for somebody with a vision disability.
El Dorado.
Me not being able to see my daughter or me not be able to communicate with family, friends, or loved ones as I once did, it created a sense of severe depression that led me to find a release. I needed to find a release.
Shot of El Dorado's scarred wrist with several fresh cuts.
Doctors say that I suffer from non-suicidal self-injury, NSSI. And that means that I like to cut on myself without the thought of suicide. And I engage in self-harm without the intentions of actually dying.
Shot of El Dorado's other wrist, also covered in scars and several new wounds.
A lot of people in this situation feel like they have no voice. They feel like they have nobody that would actually understand them, whether you're incarcerated or you're in segregation.
A metal door labeled with the word segregation slides open. Kara.
In here, I'm locked down 23 hours. But they consider it for my safety, because if you have any kind of suicidal background, which I do, I have 5 suicide attempts, right? And yeah, I've gone through it.
The interviewer asks Kara if she receives counseling for her suicide attempts.
No, I never thought of that. I mean, prison is like not that hands-on. I mean, this is punishment.
Anna.
We talk about prison as being this, it's for punishment, but also there's an expectation that people are being rehabilitated. And the prison has some responsibility over the services the person receives both in the prison and making those connections out in the community to make sure that they're successful and they get the tools they need to find jobs and housing and be productive members and safe members of our community.
Tyrone.
No one's here has really done anything to help me get something on concrete as far as my transition back out into the community. They haven't decided where they want to send me. They don't know if they're going to send me to Cowage County, Pierce County, or King County.
Shot of Tyrone walking through a prison hallway as inmates move aside, making way for him and his white cane.
And I'm real familiarized with the Pierce County area and the King County area. I know my way around. I use the bus service there. I know not only my mental health doctors, but my normal physical doctors. You know, I know where their office is. I know how to ride the bus, the public bus service and get there. I don't know anything about that in Cowage County.
Anna.
When inmates release, generally the department requires, it's a requirement that inmates release to their county of origin, which is where they committed their first offense. That's sort of the first hurdle that people have to get through, is figuring out what they have to support them in that county of origin.
El Dorado.
I have 62 criminal charges out of Spokane County. Before I was 21, I was involved in a lot of street life activity, a lot of negativity, a lot of the drug game, a lot of gangs. I asked them to change out of Spokane County to Snohomish County to be able to better adjust. My mom died, my dad's dead. There's nothing in Spokane but family members that smoke crack cocaine.
Anna.
One of the other elements of reentry is setting up the supports and services that a person needs once they're on the outside so that they can be successful. And that's where work release really could come into play.
Kara.
Work release is when you go and you, it's still considered a prison facility. And you're able to go work, but you report back in, and you know, you're theirs, right, for while you're there. And then you're able to save up a little bit of money. They take a percentage. I asked to go to work release. In my county, it's Radcliffe. And I've only been there once, but I did really well there. And they said no.
Tyrone.
Everybody who I arrived here with on the chain bus, they're all employed, all of them. If I had my ability to do things as a normal person would, I would have been to work release. If I was at work release right now, I would be going over to the Vocational Rehab Center for the Blind. I would reconnect with the various resources I have out there. That little buffer before the streets, that really helps. They sent my information in and the work releases have denied me. You know, I'm kind of like in a bad situation right now.
El Dorado.
I made it 22 days last time, so, I mean, 30 days would be better. You know, if I can make it 30 days this time, I think that'll be a goal.
Anna.
That's not what we want people's reentry success to be. That's not what we're striving for.
Title screen. Kara. Day of release. A banner on the prison wall that reads, Reentry starts here.
Good morning. We have the camera crew here.
Kara speaks from behind her closed cell door. Kara's cell door opens.
I still haven't gotten my meds from medical. You're here really early. I'm leaving. I've been nervous about that because I was supposed to leave on 3/16, and that didn't happen. So today's 4/9. I'm supposed to be being released, and I explained my parole officer is coming. They won't tell you who she is or he or what office they're with. I am headed to Kent, Washington, to this AHA clean and sober place. I wanted to live in North Seattle, where's my hospital, my physical therapy. I've had none here.
Kara changes from her prison uniform into plain clothes.
Like this is as good as it gets.
So do you have some shoes that you're going to be wearing?
Oh shoot.
Kara has forgotten to change out of her prison-issued shoes.
I feel really overwhelmed. Like I hate using that word. It's like so overkill. I haven't been free in over 24 months for this whole time.
Kara sorts through scattered belongings in her cell. Title screen, El Dorado, 12 days before release. Anna on the telephone.
Hi, Eldorado. So is it okay if we, if I put you on speaker and we record?
Right now, they have me in like total confinement. I'm in a place that is worse than IMU or worse than max custody. They're not allowing me to have anything. They're not allowing me to contact anybody that I need to contact to prepare for the streets. And I'm supposed to be in general population. I said I can go anywhere. Send me to the West Complex. Send me to the South Complex. Send me to the East Complex. You can send me to the bar unit, or you can send me to protective custody unit. I'm 12 days away from going home. Send me anywhere you want to in general population because I need to adjust back to society and I need to be able to be around people.
Anna speaks to camera.
The records indicate that DOC did try to move him back to the bar unit, but Eldorado was indicating that he would self-harm if he was moved back to the bar unit. But I think it's worth noting that he was just days away from his reentry, and there had been a lot of changes that took place in the days leading up to his reentry. He was transferred across the state to a different facility. His county of origin exception requests were denied. You know, he was lined up to be living in one place, and that fell through kind of at the last minute. I think what you're hearing is panic. He's been in for a decade, and he's getting out in 12 days.
Title screen, Tyrone, 9 days before release.
There's a delay in my release plan. I was wanting to return back to the home where I left prior to coming in here, and right now it's under construction. I'm aware of that, and I don't see myself being hurt there or anything. You know, I know what's going on. However, the probation people, when they went out there, they've been out there 3, maybe 4 times now. And each time they go out there, they have another excuse as to why I can't go there. The last reason they said because there was no toilet tissue dispenser. Since that time, I've spoken with my counselor, a good guy, Mr. Harmon. He placed me into this program. It's called the Housing Voucher Program. I was attempting to try to get somewhere in the area which I know, which is North Seattle. Unfortunately, there was nothing available in that area, so he submitted me for West Seattle. And it's a 2-bedroom house. I don't know how I'm gonna get the keys or get inside and things of that nature, but there's only gonna be 2 people residing there, myself and this other person who I don't know who that person is yet.
Kara in the process of being released from prison.
I need the stuff, my hygiene. I have no hygiene to take home with me. I literally have nothing to go home with. Thanks.
Kara waits in the prison hallway.
I'm still getting kind of burnt because of the conditions of my release. Like I'm not able to go live where I want to. Like you have to be told where you're gonna live. And I don't know how long I have to live there. So I don't know how long I'm gonna go with no money. No money. The $40 gate thing, I gotta get ID. I don't have food stamps. None of the stuff has been prepared. There's no pre-release plan here or nobody knows about if it exists or not. So even though I've been trying to work on this since you guys sent me the paperwork 6 months ago, nothing's happened. Even though I filled out DSH's paperwork 3 different times, nothing's happened. It's a miracle to me that anybody does get released.
Anna.
I think at the very least I expected inmates, just the folks in our video, to have a more clear understanding of what was happening, even if it wasn't what they wanted, or it wasn't happening in the time frame that they wanted it to happen in, or it wasn't the housing facility that they wanted to go to, or it wasn't the county that they wanted to go to. Even if everything was sort of at odds, I expected them to know that. And what they were telling me was that they didn't know that, and that they weren't getting answers, or that the answers were that the staff they were asking didn't know, or they were getting conflicting information. And if nothing else, that's problematic.
Title screen, El Dorado, 3 days before release. Anna listens to El Dorado from over the speakerphone in her office.
I am currently in isolated mental health, whatever they call this area of the hospital that I'm in, and I haven't seen anybody or talked to anybody or heard anything about my release. I don't even know where I'm going or anything. They haven't contacted me. They haven't told me anything. I don't really see who is available or what the plan is.
Okay.
Title screen, Tyrone, day of release.
I'm just really excited about this day finally making it.
Tyrone waits in prison common area.
I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to help me get to a bus stop where I can go to the house. Yeah, either there or I want to go to the Social Security office so I can get my benefits reactivated.
Anna.
We know that people who have disabilities are often on public assistance of some kind, or government benefits, Social Security benefits, and that's another factor that we were thinking about when we were thinking about reentry, was whether people were getting connected to those benefits before they were released.
I got a lot of worries now, Once I get my bearings down, I'll be able to hopefully get around without any assistance. But I think it's going to be okay. I got patience, and I know the Lord is with me too, right beside me, got my back and everything. So I feel confident that I'm going to get this thing completed.
Kara talks to prison employees.
Would you like a cane or a walker?
They're going to give me a cane or a walker. I have to
What would
choose
you
between
prefer?
one.
What's been most helpful for you, a walker or a cane?
Yeah, the walker is when I get to stairs, then I have to.
That's what I'm trying
Carry
to
it
say.
up.
That's what I'm trying to say. If you're going up and down steps, walker isn't going to be.
I don't never seen this house. I have no idea.
Kara moves to a clerical office.
Of course.
Good morning, Miss Mosier. Come on over.
No, I got that. Yeah, I got her a state issue. She had some glasses.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you sign there for me. That's your Social Security card.
And I can't go home for now 32 months on probation.
Kara prepares to have her ID photo taken.
Okay, Miss Moser, go ahead and turn and look out the window. Full body.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. Take your time.
She appears increasingly distressed as she waits. Kara begins to cry.
Deep breaths.
I know. I just.
It's okay. It's okay. Take a slow deep breath for me, Miss Moser, okay?
I'm so afraid of you guys. I mean, I'm going to be on DOC for 32 months. I'm really scared I'm going to do something wrong.
Okay, it's Miss Moser. Come over here for me, okay? Come up here.
Title screen, El Dorado, day of release. El Dorado sits in a shaded area of a park.
I didn't have any idea what was going to transpire today. All I knew was that I was leaving.
Shot of El Dorado moving boxes into an apartment building.
They said I'm signed up for Obamacare. Then they gave me a bus pass. Then they gave me an apartment.
So I gotta buy that? That's what I'm trying to tell you. You're gonna need some stuff.
The interviewer asks El Dorado if he knew about the apartment prior to his release.
I found out when you found out. I didn't find out anything. They told me when they told you.
A corrections officer speaks to Tyrone prior to his release.
Here's your new ID.
Okay. Does it have sight impaired on here? Because
No.
on my ID it has sight impaired. Okay.
Here's your $40 gate money.
All right.
Okay. Here is a check for $20.50.
Okay.
Here is your bank statement with your account closed out.
All right.
Okay.
Tyrone walks through 2 doors before entering the outside and boarding a bus.
And you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
I was ready last
Now
week.
there's no turning back.
Yeah, no doubt.
like to go to Seattle, sir.
Kara is handed a cane by a prison official.
Here, Miss Martin. I found it for you.
Oh, okay, well, it's not a walker, but
That'll do.
they said they'd give me a walker, sir.
I thought you want a walker.
I'm going to talk to you about that.
Okay.
This is Miss Moser. She's releasing.
Kara moves through a door and walks towards the main exit of the prison. A professional woman is buzzed in through the gate and walks towards Kara.
Email thing?
The woman, who's Kara's doctor, stops her just as she is about to leave the prison.
This is my Dr. Coulter. It's amazing.
You know you have an appointment?
No, nobody told me.
Okay.
Harvard too. You mean UW?
UW.
Okay.
Do you?
No,
but
thank you.
Do you have an address you can give me, and I'll mail you the information?
It's a whole bunch of numbers on 121st Street Avenue.
So you don't know the
Southeast.
address?
Not without. I had brain surgery. I can't remember anything.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll try and get it for you.
Okay,
I'm sorry I
thank
didn't
you.
get that to you before today. All right. Good luck.
Yeah, it's
Take
soon,
care.
I hope. Thank you.
Anna.
As Kara is leaving, she runs into a medical provider who says something to the effect of, like, oh, did you know about this appointment that we have scheduled for you, or we have an appointment scheduled for you? So if she hadn't run into that person in that moment, that appointment was lost.
Kara stands motionless outside the prison fence as the gate closes behind her. Shot of Kara climbing into the back seat of a car and being driven away. Shot of Kara looking out the car window.
You're going up to Spokane today?
Shot of Tyrone resting on a bus.
Seattle, up to the right, Seattle, pretty close to on time. Right about 12:40 or 12:45.
Shot of El Dorado from inside a car.
What time is it?
Anna from the front seat.
Oh, it's almost noon, 11:54. What would you be doing right now if you weren't with us? If you were at Walla?
Oh man, probably kicking on my door, yelling at the police, having a mental health breakdown. No. If I was at Walla Walla right now, I'd probably be eating lunch.
A double bacon cheeseburger combo.
Anna and El Dorado at a fast food restaurant called Zips Hamburgers.
We're here. Every single time I've been in this neighborhood, or every time that I've been in this store, I've always been doing a deal, or I've always been doing something negative.
El Dorado pulls a bacon cheeseburger out from its wrapper.
All this way from prison. Oh, they got the bacon sticking out of the thing. Yeah, man. Well, 9 years gone.
He smiles as he takes the first bite of his burger.
It's crazy because I haven't ran into nobody that knows me yet, which is good.
A Greyhound bus arrives at a station. Tyrone exits the bus with a small cardboard box in one hand and his white cane in the other.
You know, so I'm gonna drop this off over at the bonding company and walk the rest of the way over to the federal building. Then I'm gonna try to get over to the Department of Health and Social Services and see if maybe I can get me some assistance, some food stamps and things of that nature.
A city bus approaches. Tyrone boards and is driven away. Kara exits a car in front of a house in a rural neighborhood.
I'm Kara. I were going by and I'm like going, oh, I really like that girl's outfit because like having clothes. Listen, this is disability rights because I went through some stuff.
Oh, that's okay. Anthony's the manager. He's coming out here in a second.
Kara enters the house and speaks to Anthony, the house manager.
You look familiar to me.
Probably seen you in the movies.
A corrections officer speaks with Kara.
Your room's back there. We put all your property up there.
Yeah.
It's all on your bed.
Nice, thank you.
And he'll show you where your room's at.
Thank you.
I will see you Wednesday the 15th.
Kara appears happy and looks around at her new home as the officers say goodbye.
Yeah, you too. I mean, I could cry. I'm just so happy.
El Dorado driving through a neighborhood.
For that apartment right there, this is where I got arrested at, March 20th, 2006. That's where I got arrested at. This is crazy. You got people just posting in the middle of the street, take a left right here. From right here, from Sprague and Altamont, down to Sprague and Perry, is prostitution central, is drug central, is where gangs and the nightlife
Eldorado pauses as he looks out the window at people passing by.
come from.
Shot of Spokane through a car window.
There's more things to life than living inside of a place like this.
Eldorado in the park.
It's time to really do something different.
Title screen, Tyrone, 30 days after release.
I'm at my probation office in West Seattle.
Tyrone is well-groomed, wears a baseball cap and several necklaces. He stands outside in a parking lot.
I was instructed to live inside housings for prisoners, and I had some problems in there. I didn't like the place. It was real filthy. I mean, as soon as you walk into this door, you can just smell the stench of urine. People were stealing my T-shirts and socks and some hygiene products. And I explained that to my CCO officer, and she said I had to stay there for at least 30 days. I didn't do that. I went to the house that they had originally said I couldn't go to.
In Washington State, we have what's called community supervision, and people get assigned a community corrections officer, which is like your probation officer. And so there are certain rules that you have to follow when you're on community supervision. Tyrone didn't follow all the rules. He turned himself in, but he was still violated.
More than likely, they'd probably arrest me, because I didn't show up I didn't report. But I've been, doing phone calls with her, and I got some documents in my briefcase because I was sick, and the doctor been giving me notice of absence. Like I said, I feel pretty positive about it. I don't think, she's gonna slam the book on me,
Shot of Tyrone handcuffed and being escorted into a police vehicle by 3 officers. Title screen, Kara, 37 days after release.
Hello?
Anna.
Hi, can I speak to Kara Moser, please?
She's not here right now.
Okay, do you know when she might return?
Nah, I don't even think she'll be staying here any longer.
Oh, I see. Did she move out?
Nah, she wasn't following the rules. We asked her to come back on time, and she still hasn't been back. So, she left and just never,
Shot of Kara pushing her walker down the sidewalk of a busy street. Kara stands in a gravel driveway surrounded by trees.
Just imagine that you had your life set up and all of a sudden you walk out to nothing. I mean, it's almost like homelessness. I mean, you're in a house where nobody likes you because you're old, you take up extra space, you're slower. And there was definitely no bar or anything in the shower. They didn't even like the clomping of my cane. No, nobody else went to meetings, AA meetings. I'm required to, and really it's called working a program, right? It's not just not drinking, it's like recovery, working the steps. So I've had to fight to get everything that I've gotten since then.
Anna.
Things that seem small, I think, maybe, to other people, like getting a bus pass, a couple of dollars for a bus ride, accessing housing, having to buy a mattress. There's a lot to be done. And you think about all the things in your daily life that you take for granted.
It's like, what do I do first? I need, is it medical? Is it housing? Is it, is it getting to my court ordered stuff? Is it getting a free phone? Is it, I'm gonna need stuff. When I move, like even to get a room, I'm gonna need sheets and a towel. Whoa. I mean, sometimes I'll be just like sitting there going, literally, at a bus stop somewhere, and at least I know this neighborhood going, should I go that way or go that? If I go that way, I go, just the feeling of hopelessness, of what, I just might as well stay, because they're gonna get me back anyway. This is a lose-lose proposition.
Title screen, Eldorado, 83 days after release.
Hey, if I'm camp custody and all that, how come I'm being handcuffed like this?
Eldorado is hand and leg cuffed to a metal table in a holding cell. His head is shaved.
Well, when I first got out and I went up to my apartment, I was kind of excited. I looked around like, okay, this is something that can work. This is something, it's something feasible. But then again, like I said, everybody knows me.
Anna.
I really wanted him to be successful, and I felt personally invested in his success. But I don't know that I was necessarily surprised, given the fact that he tried so hard not to release to that county in particular.
Eldorado.
I was too entrapped with the nightlife I was too busy trying to get my reputation back because everybody knows me, El Dorado, and sidetrack my overall objectives.
Anna asks if El Dorado can talk about what happened to his wrist.
I chewed on it.
Shot of a bandage covering El Dorado's wrist.
When I first come in, they said I'm on custody lock. So that means Friday and Saturdays, I don't move at all. So that means from Friday morning at 8 in the morning until Monday morning at 8 in the morning, I'm locked in my cell. So that's 24, 48, 72 hours of solitary confinement, no movement, no nothing. So I'm like, this drives me crazy. I can't deal with it.
El Dorado removes his bandage to show the open wound on his wrist. Anna.
What made you feel like that?
Stress, not being able to communicate, saying just because I came back, I get no help, no one to talk to.
Title screen, Tyrone, 35 days after release. He's interviewed from a holding cell and wears a green suicide smock.
As you last remember, on the 10th, which was a Wednesday of last week, I was going to turn myself in.
Shot of Tyrone walking into his CCO's office.
Once I got on the other side of that door, they took my stuff, they handcuffed me, and they shot me out the back door into a waiting vehicle and brought me to this grand finale over here. At a certain hour at night, they turn the lights out. So what little vision I do have, I have even less vision then. And they placed me on the top bunk, and there's no ladder or nothing, and that really concerned me. You know, I had a panic attack, and I couldn't see how to get down. I requested numerous times to be moved from off the top bunk. You know, I told them, I said, man, I don't feel comfortable up there, you know, and I feel that it's gonna be an accident. One officer said to another officer, well, you sound as though you're gonna hurt yourself. I said, no, I sound as though I'm gonna protect myself from getting hurt. So you can interpret that any way you want, but I'm not getting back up on that bunk, you know. And he told me to turn around, and he handcuffed me, and they brought me to this area here and gave me the smock. I want to say it's a place for mental illness. As you can hear all the various combatant stuff going on out there in the background, but I'm wearing like some type of smock. They don't allow you to have regular clothing because I'm on some type of suicide watch. And as you know, I'm the most enjoyable person it is out there. I'm a fun person, kind person, love animals, you know, and for me to be like this, degraded like this is really bad. It's really bad on my mental.
Kara.
People don't understand, A, how easy it is to become an offender, and B, how much easier it is to violate. You know, that's why girls come back so many times. You think, oh, they're out there committing crimes. No, most of it is violating probation. It's like being on the bottom rung of the ladder. You have to, you know what I mean? Climb over a few people to finally get where you want to be. But I've only been out since April, so hopefully it'll get better.
Kara is in the far distance. She pushes her walker down the sidewalk away from the camera. Anna.
When we started this project, we set out to find specific problems and identify specific challenges and specific barriers that were unique to people with disabilities reentering. And we think that disability plays a factor in maybe the lack of success that some of the inmates that we followed experienced. But whether there were shortfalls with DOC or shortfalls in the community, El Dorado and Tyrone went back into the correctional system almost immediately, and we lost touch with Kara almost immediately, who appeared to, at the time of our communication cutoff, was not doing particularly well. The three folks that we followed through their transition into the community weren't successful. What we've taken out of this is that what we have set up isn't working. We don't want people coming back to prison. We don't want people with disabilities going back to prison, where we know that it's harder for them than for other people. We need to make the system better.
El Dorado looks into the camera through the barred window of his cell. Title screen, On the Outs, Reentry for Inmates with Disabilities. Closing credits begin to scroll and read as follows. Directed by Jordan Melagrana. Produced by Anna Guy, Jordan Melagrana, and Tina Pinedo. Executive producers David Carlson and Mark Stroh. Cinematography by Jordan Melagrana and Tina Pinedo. Edited by Peter Rand. Music by Pond 5. Graphics by Peter Rand. Editing assistant Rebecca Price. Thank you to the people who shared their stories: Eldorado Cadillac, Fleetwood Brown, Tyrone Gathings, and Kara Moser. AVID Prison Project staff: David Carlson, Anna Guy, Heather McKimmey, Tina Pinedo, and Rachel Sievers. Special thanks: AHA Sober Living, Kaylee Beber, Legal Foundation of Washington, Kim Mosoff, Mona Rennie, the Law Office of Sirianni, Youts, Spoonmore, and Hamburger, South Correctional Entity, the Washington State Department of Corrections, and Zips Drive-In. This video was made possible by Amplifying Voices of Inmates with Disabilities, a project of Disability Rights Washington. Produced by Rooted in Rights. Copyright 2016, Disability Rights Washington.